And we're live.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome. Hi.
Sorry.
Welcome to Dan. It's okay. It's okay. You're a pro. You're ready to go. I've had a lot of mate today. Hello, everyone. My name is Matt, and you're watching Damn TV on Twitch. And this is Matt's Cursed Algorithm. This is episode 5, and we're a little off schedule for those of you who actually tune in to watch the show live, which is a number that seems to grow incrementally each week. And Ron, you are among my recent or my most fervent viewers of the show, but you're finally on the show.
Yeah,
And
excited.
yeah, and just so to destroy any illusions you might have, Ron is actually in the same building as I am, but for technical reasons, we have decided to isolate ourselves in separate parts of the building. Don't worry, neither of us has COVID or anything like that. We just thought that the presentation would work better this way. Those of you who have been paying attention to our socials know that we were supposed to have another guest, our friend Dan Levine, who is Ron's co-host on Anomaly Movies podcast. Unfortunately, Dan might be the most boomerish friend we have, and apparently didn't understand that he would need a laptop to do this. I think he was going to use a rotary phone. So Ron and I are flying one-on-one tonight, which is fine. That's how most of the shows happen. Anyways, how you doing tonight, Ron?
I'm doing well. And I just
Yeah.
want to throw in that I did commit to it. Dan is going to figure out his technical issues, and I told him I'll help him out before trying this out next time.
Because you guys are quite a team, so I am hoping we can get the two of you on the show.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the podcast that you guys do together? Just for our listeners and viewers who may not know.
Sure. And I appreciate you saying that we still host it. It's been on hiatus. Let's see, close to 2 years now, but we have every intention of restarting it one day. But basically,
Okay.
it's mostly movies, but not just movies. And
Hmm.
we watch a movie, any movie. We try to do at least 10 years old, going back, 100 plus years of cinema. Um, and sometimes they're just abysmal, awful things. And once in a while, we'll throw in something really good. Um, and then we'll talk about it. These aren't movie reviews. We talk about the films. So we will spoil them. Lots and lots of spoilers. And
And
we make that very
Ron,
clear.
you don't just talk about the films, you really take the conversation wherever it goes,
Yeah.
which is something I rather like. Some film podcasts, they get on, they give you a tight plot synopsis, and then they tell you whether or not you should see it. That's not what you guys do.
Yeah, and
Um,
sometimes we forget to give the synopsis until, half an hour in.
or sometimes the synopsis takes about 45 minutes long.
Yes.
I've been a guest on the show, and sometimes we're like, should we talk about every detail of the plot? Uh,
We talk about the plot.
but I particularly like your chemistry because Dan has a very erudite, background and looks at lots of small details in the movies and will often deliver like a very, very detailed, like, analysis of the movie. And then Ron will say, I liked it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And yeah, that covers it. I mean, Dan would do about 80% of the talking, which is great.
Now,
He understands things in a very different way than I do.
now, can you talk about some of the guests that you've had on?
Oh gosh. Let's see. I'm trying to remember names, and please forgive me, I'm terrible with them. Uh, I wish I'd checked and written these down before.
Okay, well, I know
Yeah.
among the sort of famous filmmakers that you've had on the show, you had Charles Burnett on the show,
That's the first one I was thinking of, and whose name I can't remember, even though I just saw something of his 2 weeks ago.
the director of Killer of Sheep, now on Criterion, I believe. That wasn't a plug for Criterion, by the way. They don't pay me anything. You've also had on the documentary filmmaker Mark Rappaport, who made
Yep.
Rock Hudson's Home Movies. Great movie, very interesting episode, actually. And one of my favorites, and perhaps your most notorious episode, was the experimental quasi-documentarian Kavi Zahidi.
Yes, and
Um,
I'm not certain, but I think he might have been our first guest. Was it our first or our
ah,
second? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay. Yeah, and
Yeah,
that was a
no.
really interesting. That's a really interesting discussion because Zahidi's a legendarily like kind of abrasive person, and well, I'll let you tell the story.
Oh, sure, sure. Yes, he is. That was an interesting one. I mean, interesting guy, like really, really
Yeah.
good stuff. Um, but the first thing he says to us is, something like, "I've had a hard day or something. Do you mind if I get stoned?" It's like, sure, that's up to you. So he does,
So
and
you
then we're
guys
like,
get stoned on your podcast?
that was the one time. But I was like, well, if you're gonna smoke, I guess I'll smoke some too.
Okay.
And as a bonus, this is early on in the pandemic, and I'd been having panic attacks, and so I've been taking Valium, some high and on a little bit of Valium, and I'm really new to the whole interviewing thing. Not to excuse this, it's just set the base for this. So maybe saying some stuff that I might not have otherwise, and definitely haven't said otherwise. Um, but it was we'd ask him question and talk, and he'd give very sort of short, terse answers. Um, and but so I did research about him a little beforehand and found a few interviews that he gave about radical honesty. Um, so I brought up radical honesty and asked about that. Boom, he just started talking and talking. That was great. That was really like what he wanted to talk about and all that.
Hmm.
So then I finally said, I was like, can I give you a little bit of radical honesty? He's like, yeah, yeah, do it. So I did, and I told him how I watched. I forget what the name of the series was, but I watched 2 seasons of his series,
It's called The Show About the Show, and
the
it's
show about the show.
kind of a meta show about its own making, I think. Kind of the rehearsal, but for people from art school or something, maybe. I'm just guessing.
No, that's a good description. That's a good
Yeah.
description.
Yeah.
And if I recall, I mean, we're not talking that a number of years ago, but if I recall, the second season was
Yeah.
basically about the making of the first season.
Yeah.
But he gets to a certain point and it has to do with some footage and his ex-wife, and I forgot what, but there's something that he does that really angers me. Um, and so I told him, up to that, I thought it was great and I liked all that. But then I got to that point and I hated you. And I had to, in order to take care of this, I had to go and watch Young Frankenstein, and then come back and before doing the show. And I asked him, how does it feel? And then he said it felt bad that I told him that. He understands it. But then he explained why he did what he did. It's like, oh, okay, that makes total
Hmm.
sense. Like, okay, I like you again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
gave him some
saw one
radical
of
honesty.
what I found is that people who say they are into radical honesty are generally people who just want permission to be rude to other people. Why not just regular honesty? Uh,
No comment.
yeah. It's funny. I saw the first film of Zahidi's I saw was years ago at San Francisco International Film Festival. I can't remember the name. I know the name of the movie. It's called I Don't Hate Las Vegas Anymore. And it's a movie where he goes to Las Vegas with his father and maybe a couple other family members, and they have a kind of conflicted relationship. At some point, Zahedi comes on the narration and says that unbeknownst to his father, he has slipped him MDMA, and that
Oh,
there's a whole passage of the film in which his father is more kind of free spirited or whatever, and they have like a more intimate conversation or something like that. And I had the same feeling you did, like, okay, well, if you just dosed your father without his consent, that's totally shitty.
yeah.
On the other hand, if if you didn't, then why am I watching this? At least Nathan Fielder has made such pranks kind of interesting with his show, but like, yeah, I'm not quite sure what was going on there. And of course, I also saw his notorious movie, I Am a Sex Addict, where he actually got NEA funding. Hey kids, remember NEA funding? Federal grants for the arts. He apparently used that money to hire sex workers who he had like sex with on camera for his documentary. Apparently didn't have enough to pay editors, from what I'm told, but he had enough to pay the sex workers. that appeared in his film, and to pay himself for being with them. So interesting guy, and you have you have a lot of interesting filmmakers on the show, a lot of experimental filmmakers. Dan, I know, went to school, studied under the great Ray Carney, and knows a lot of interesting filmmakers. You're on hiatus. Do you think you're going to come back, or are you kind of done with podcasting?
No, no, I think we're going to come back. I think it just we've talked about it a number of times, even picked uh, uh, even occasionally we'll pick a movie. I can go back through our chat history and find, oh yeah, yeah, we're gonna do that movie, and then months passed, and it wasn't. We didn't just stop because we ran out of steam. It all happened to do with my mom, who lives overseas. She broke her leg, so I had to start flying, a number of times back and forth, and that kind of. So it's a little hard to do the podcast when you're dealing with a 7 hour time difference.
That gives me an idea, Ron. Let's have your mom on the show sometime. Has your mom seen? Just a spoiler for future episodes. My own mother was supposed to appear on Mother's Day, but it was sort of a last minute thing, and in the end, we didn't end up putting it together. But expect my mom to be on the show soon. Maybe we get your mom and my mom together and show them some Will Blunderfield videos or some DIY hacks.
Well, the difference between your mom and mine is that your mom uses Instagram, and my mom has an Instagram account that she's used once in 2 years. No,
Yeah. Count
twice.
your
Once when.
blessing. Count your blessings. My mom sent me about 100 reels, which is why I got to have her on the show so we can watch them all together. um, so Ron, did you see this? Did you see this today? I don't know if our viewers can see this.
I just took a quick look at it while we were on the while I was on the train. Yeah, while we were on the train, and I saw the
Di-
first line and said, I need to see this in bigger.
I need to see this in bigger. I say that often myself, actually, uh, because my eyes are too bad for my little tiny phone, which is another reason I do this show on a laptop, by the
Yeah.
way. Yeah, so this is from the Harvard Business Review, as you can see, and this is according to something called filtered.com, which already sounds like a sketchy source, by the way. These are the top 10 reasons that people are using generative AI. And last year, the top three were to generate ideas. Okay, that sounds good. Second was therapy and companionship. And third was a specific search. And this year so far, the top three reasons are therapy and companionship, organizing my life, and finding purpose.
Oh
And
my goodness.
yeah, I just want to say this is kind of alarming. By the way, for the folks listening out there, which currently is one person, if you if you need someone to talk to, you can text me, DM me, send me an email. I promise not to talk about it on the show, and even if I do, only one person is watching. This is alarming. This is more alarming, I think, than people using it to write thesis papers or to cut corners at work, or it's wow. You know, I don't say touch grass very often, but I really hope people will consider finding other ways to have those needs met. Finding a purpose, that's really interesting, right? Because like it seems like ChatGPT and these things are kind of like the equivalent of a fortune cookie, right? It's just like
Yeah.
they don't know who they're talking to. In fact, they don't know anything. They're just probabilistic word calculators, right? Um, but yeah, this show, those of you who have been watching know that we have sort of a somewhat skeptical take on generative AI here, even though a lot of it appears in our cursed algorithms.
Hmm.
Do you use? I know you use this stuff for work. We both use this for work. Do you use generative AI outside of work?
Once in a while, I'll ask ChatGPT a question. But usually not if I'm trying to go through a series of steps, and at no point will I trust it. But I'll
Yeah,
try to get it to the point where it gives me some idea, and then I'll go look further. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
looking through this list, and Well, I will say I don't know why Instagram keeps offering me ads for AI boyfriends. I guess that fits into the first one. Um,
We're gonna have to look at your algorithm at some point, I think. Maybe we can do that today, actually.
I
Uh,
have to warn you,
that
it's
would-
pretty boring, but certainly compared
okay.
to yours. But sure.
You know, do you ever use the algorithm to ask if cured delay is problematic? As friends of mine know, I have an encyclopedic knowledge of which people are problematic, which famous people, and it's practically everyone. And so Ron is constantly going through his list of favorite movies and musicians and books and saying, is so and so problematic? And today we did a deep dive on Keir Delay, the star of 2001, Dave Bowman. We can't find anything, but I'll find something eventually.
Yeah.
I'll
Even
find
I was
something.
trying. I was like, at this point, I want to find something.
That would be my use case for generative AI. Like I just
Yeah,
ask, is so and so problematic, right?
Which one
Um,
would you use? ChatGPT, Grok?
well, as we discovered today, if you ask Grok at this very moment, Grok is Elon Musk's AI. It's built into Twitter, and if you ask Grok a question right now, it'll answer your question just like any other AI. But then it will continue to talk about the controversy surrounding white genocide in South Africa. Um, which is absolutely wild, and kind of, I think, speaks to our present moment, right? That like an AI chatbot is losing its shit over white genocide.
Although,
Like that's
let's not ask about Keir Dullea. Let's not ask Grok about Keir Dullea because I'd feel really bad if somehow now Keir Dullea were associated with white genocide in South Africa.
Oh, no, 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 no. You have to ask a reasoning model, Ron, because those are the smart ones. They always tell me that the reasoning models are the smart ones, right? Because they actually reason, whatever that means. Well, instead of complaining about AI, let's just look at some AI, as well as other weird stuff that's in the algorithm. And just so y'all know, like, Ron and I may seem super polished at this, and that's because we do this 2 or 3 nights a week anyways. The whole origin of this show is that I get together with friends on Zoom a couple of times a week and we watch movies. And lately I'm like, before the movie, would you like to just take a peek at my algorithm? And that's really how we ended up doing this program. So without further ado,
Wait,
I'm
can I
gonna,
throw one in there?
yeah, yeah,
And there's one
throw.
person you show it to who doesn't want to see it.
Oh
And the
yeah.
three of us watch movies together.
Hi, Sophia.
Hi, Sophia.
I hope you're not watching, or I hope you are watching. It must be kind of bittersweet to watch us turn this thing that she hates into a talk show. Okay, we've already got a winner.
Is that a baby?
And then eventually you can check to know
I mean, oh, that's awful.
your baby is born.
By the way, I don't know if anyone else gets, like, let's call it humorous 9/11 content in their feeds, but ever since a certain friend started sending this stuff to me, like every third video is taking the piss out of 9/11. And can I just say, how dare you? How dare you? Um,
Oh boy! Am I glad to be a citizen of the United States of America? Oh.
Werner von Braun and the rest of the gang.
It's funny how the algorithm went from this really, really vile anti-American thing to this like early version of unabashed patriotism.
God is just as real as the flying spaghetti monster!
Oh, I'm sure that God doesn't exist. It's just mythology.
I'm an atheist, and I believe that God is not real!
I'm a robotheist, and I believe artificial intelligence is God.
I'm a robotheist, and I believe artificial intelligence is God.
You didn't like this one, did you?
No, I mean, I'd rather believe in a divine being than this robotheism stuff. Is that real? Robotheism?
I don't think so. I think it's what we used to call people who believe in the singularity, who believe in transhumanism or something like that. People who believe in the machine god. And actually, it is true that the people developing a lot of these technologies, generative AI technologies, and foisting them on the public, do have these wild beliefs that it's going to become a kind of deity, right?
Yeah.
And there was actually just an article today in NPR about how some people want to use LLMs to make decisions, like, make political decisions, make foreign policy decisions, and stuff like that. So this is a big part of what some of these folks believe. And so far, all it does is generate really fucked up videos for my algorithm, and text that is. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so I don't like to talk about work that much out of work, and I don't like to talk about outside stuff in work, except where really necessary. But I will say, so as little as I use AI or AI-related things for a little bit for code kind of stuff, I got really mad when somebody was suggesting that our salespeople be replaced by AI. 1, because it's not ready. 2, these are real people. And 3, because it's not ready. So there's my hat.
Also, who's going to buy something from a chatbot? I mean, who's not like high or something?
Yeah. Well, you're supposed to, and it's supposed to pretend that it's a real person, right? Hide the fact that it's a chatbot.
IGA makes party planning easy. Clint bought Wonder Bread, Smucker's grape jelly, and Jif peanut butter.
I'm throwing a family picnic.
Donald bought Doritos, a 2-liter of Pepsi, and Manwich Sloppy Joe sauce.
I'm having a football party.
Vic bought a raw chicken, a cucumber, Skittles, a bungee cord, condoms, and a single bullet.
I'm gonna.
They actually had me going for a while.
Okay. Well, yeah, I did initially. Well, and it's the first thing that stuck in my head the whole time. I had some Wonder Bread recently for the first time in, maybe ever, I don't know, or 30 years. Have you ever heard of, I think it's fairy bread?
No.
It's an Australian thing, and it's Wonder Bread, butter, like lots and lots of butter on there, and sprinkles.
Oh, well, I mean, that's what the Dutch call hagelslag.
Oh, no kidding.
It's what Dutch kids have for breakfast. It's why they're so healthy. It's like margarine and chocolate sprinkles, or sometimes they just do it dry. Like, I think if Boconut comes into the chat, we can get that verified.
This I can do.
You can do that. Okay, are we ready?
This I can do.
You can do that. Okay.
Wow.
Baby girl, if you some fine shit, I need you to come on over here and let me taste that clit.
My favorite video. These kids from NYU drinking in their rooms, and they're like, "Sorry, mom, it's just apple juice." Ha ha ha. And then all of a sudden, a girl goes, "Ah!"
Holy
Oh
shit.
my god! Is that funny?
There it is. It's 9/11 again.
Wow.
I was afraid that I was going to have like that horrible fascist Kanye song show up multiple times in my algorithm, but instead we get Joe Rogan 9/11 memes. So I'll take it. I think it's a win.
I mean, the upsetting thing to me in this one is Joe Rogan.
Yeah, absolute garbage human being.
I've been suffering for over 2 years with a disability that I cannot clean my crotch area, and my son and daughter do not care. What kind of fucking influences? I've been suffering.
wish you could talk. Look, a shooting star. Coco, you're changing.
What'd you say?
This is kind of hot.
You know who that is, right?
No.
That's Stalin.
No. That's a young Stalin?
Yeah.
So apparently
Okay, I take
SoundCloud
that
has been
back.
feeding artist data to an AI algorithm since 2024. So you know what that means? It is now our social responsibility to make as much crappy music as possible and upload it all to SoundCloud. And with
Have sex?
I figured you'd say that, so I came prepared.
You brought a condom?
No, silly.
Nick. Kinda kinky.
I rigged this room with explosives. Premarital sex is a sin. Have fun running in hell, Beth.
Nick? Nick! No! Wait! Nick, please! No!
I have questions. This reminds me a lot of. Do you remember Chick Tracts? Do you remember those little evangelical Christian comic books that were very, 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 moralistic, like promising that you were going to go to hell if you didn't follow the Bible?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this kind of has the same tone, but of course it's obviously a parody.
Yeah, yeah.
No idea what this is, but if the person watching the show knows what this is, please please chime in.
His body, his blood, Jesus turn to bread and wine. That's right, his body, his blood, Jesus turn to bread and wine. He said, eat it now, drink it good, praise the Lord, just
Your pasta sauce sucks, and mine is better, and I'm gonna show you why. So the first thing I do is I make sure I've got a lot of ground beef, and then the next thing I do is I make sure I've got like 5 fucking olives in it, and then I put the bacon bit, and I rip the motherfucker open, and then put it right in the back, and I don't even want to hear anything.
When the professional meets someone even more professional. When the professional meets
vagina be too wet? 100%. And here's how.
Is this the same video? What's going on?
Vagina be too wet? 100%. And here's how.
I think it's saying this is how she gets wet.
Okay.
That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know.
Is this a callback to that Mickey Mouse thing we had about 5 minutes ago? What's going on?
I'm careful. Oh my god.
Oh, that's adorable.
Makeup makes her look fake.
Look at nail. Nail done.
That's fucked up.
I'm careful.
Is this for real?
I assume so. I don't know why it would be in Portland. I just rewatched, actually, with a friend of mine. I rewatched all of Twin Peaks season 3 a couple weeks ago, and it reminded me that a lot of people involved in the show either died before, during, or after filmmaking. And the log lady, I think her name was Catherine Colson, longtime friend of David Lynch's. She died. She was dying while the show was being made, and she's on an oxygen tank doing all of her scenes from a chair in her cabin. So this one really tugs at the heartstrings. I mean, you could tell me any log was the log lady's log. Like, it's pretty good.
It
Pretty
can
good
be
scam.
like it's like the True Cross. There were lots of True Crosses for a while, so there's lots of true log ladies logs for a while.
Okay,
going
yeah.
around.
That's my true cross. So yeah.
You know, a friend
Daddy
of mine,
Reese.
Well,
no,
no,
I was just going to say a friend of mine
please.
just introduced her boyfriend to Twin Peaks. And I told her that if he doesn't like it, that she has to dump him. So and she understood, but he liked it. Fortunately,
Well,
'cause I do
that's
like him.
that's quite a litmus test. Do you have tests like that in relationships? Like something where if the person doesn't like it, you're like, eh.
I mean, it might be the reverse if they don't hate certain things. So
Oh, okay. Like if they don't hate Joe Rogan or something like that.
exactly.
There you go. Yeah. So it's sort of like a negative criteria. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, yeah. I think that's probably a good call. I can't think of anything where it's like, we can't get along if you don't like this movie or this music. Although I have to say, if people don't like movies at all, it hurts a little bit. I've talked about this on other shows. Like if someone can just get up and walk out in the middle of a movie and they're like, don't pause it. I'm just going to the bathroom. I get a little, it seize up a little bit. But it's I think in general, especially at this age, can I speak of this age, Ron? Ron and I have a combined age of I think 105 or something.
105, yeah.
Yeah, if I can speak of being at this age, I think it's good to know people with different life experiences and different interests than yours, right? So I don't know if it's healthy, especially for a man, to only be around people who really geek out about movies or music or something like that. It's good to meet people who have other interests, who have had other experiences in life, I guess.
Yeah,
Would you
yeah,
agree?
well, absolutely.
Yeah.
And also, you know, I've had a few dating prospects. I mean, I barely date, but I've had a few dating prospects online. And at some point I'll ask like if they like movies is a given, but I'll ask about karaoke
Yeah.
and dancing.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people don't like karaoke or they say I don't sing. It's like, oh, that's okay, but will you? Are you okay? Will you be there? You know, sitting in the audience and cheering on, you know, someone, giving them the most for you because of their enthusiasm. So, and at that point, I think people think that I'm so insistent that they'll do karaoke that they stop talking to me. That's happened several times, and I'm just trying to suss them out. It's like you don't have to like it or even do it. I'm okay with that.
They just need to sit through you doing it.
I'm trying to find out if they'll sit through me doing it.
Yeah.
So what they don't know is that
Just
it's okay even if they don't want to do that.
those of you who don't know Ron, who are watching this, he does some real bangers. I mean, Cabaret, the Joel Grey version of Cabaret from the movie. That's the one I know you most for, but you've got some others. So you could do a couple of David Bowie songs.
David Bowie, especially Tonight, but
Yeah.
also Ziggy Stardust, not Ziggy Stardust, Space Oddity, Rainbow Connection. Oh, Rainbow Connection is great because anyone, you know, you sing only in certain places. This might do here, this might do there. Rainbow Connection, you could do anywhere, and like, it's a total crowd pleaser. People,
I mean,
anywhere will start singing along.
The last time you and I did karaoke, I think, was in Amsterdam when we went on a trip together, and we worked up the courage to do Rainbow Connection together. And my favorite part is singing in the Kermit the Frog voice.
Yes, yes. Which I don't do. I do Kermit adjacent, but not actual Kermit.
Kermit adjacent. Kermit curious. Shall we go ahead and click play on this video by licking on her ass and clit K? Why not?
Wants to eat your pussy, boo. And then Daddy Reese wants to.
I just wanna make love to you, baby. Love to you, baby.
What you think about that?
Does this work, by the way? Please, someone let me know if this kind of approach works. Is that a steering wheel? What's going on there? What is this view that we have?
Steering wheel in a truck?
Yeah, I don't know. Is this the pussy's eye view of this man? Like, what's going on?
But maybe this is what I need to try because nothing else is working for me. I mean, I'm not.
I don't need a boyfriend, I got all of these horses, I got all of these horses, why would I need a boyfriend? I don't need a boyfriend, I got all of these horses, if you don't believe me, you can ask your dad. I don't need a boyfriend, I got all of these horses.
Ron, it's almost like the algorithm just gave you the answer. You don't need a boyfriend. You just need all these horses. Okay, we're not going to watch this, but this is an amazing Bjork video by Spike Jones. We actually showed it on Damned TV's cat marathon recently, fundraiser for my cat's medical bills, and great video. I get a ton of Bjork content on Instagram. She's got a lot of fans, and it's like herpes. Once you get the Bjork stuff, you can't get rid of it.
Yeah, I was just looking at one. Yeah, I get it every so often, probably not as frequently as you, but I've never not enjoyed a Bjork, any Bjork content on here or anywhere that I've ever seen of anything by or with Bjork. Yeah. Bjork, right?
Bjork.
Okay, so check this out. I made this little audio visualizer thingy. The idea is pretty simple. So you have a pipe. This one is a pipe that ends with a balloon surface and a little mirror on top of it, and then a laser that's pointing at the mirror. And so the concept is sound goes in here, balloon vibrates, mirror vibrates,
okay,
and then laser pointer makes sweet little fun patterns, kind of like this.
Okay. You can build one of those things, or you can go to the Sharper Image and buy something for like $59. Wait, is the Sharper Image still around? By the way, this is like the most Gen X reference I think I've ever made. Ron, when you were young, were you like fascinated by the Sharper Image catalog?
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, we used to. I don't know. Was it monthly? I forget how often, but yeah, I'd look through it.
Anyone under 45, except Dan, go ahead and Google the Sharper Image just to see what we're talking about. It was like these it's like nowadays I think it's been replaced by the concept of the man cave or something. It's basically like cool toys for adults, cool expensive toys for adults, and they would have like, disco lights, sound responsive disco lights for your sound system or whatever, massage chairs, golfing accessories, all kinds of weird stuff.
Trying to remember if I actually got anything from the Sharper Image. I mean, it was so long ago, obviously. The closest I could think of is a remote control car, except we got it a $20 one at the drugstore.
Okay, I was going to say, or did you go to Radio Shack? Because my family couldn't really afford Sharper Image, so the equivalent was my dad would get something from Radio Shack. So I don't know if anyone. This is another reference for people of a certain age, but my first home computer was a Radio Shack TRS-80. My dad got in the early '80s, and it used cassette tape storage media. So I used to play games that you had to like fast forward and rewind to play these games. And then I got an early robot called the Roby Senior from Radio Shack.
Oh.
And it also used a tape to direct its movements, and the tape had its voice on it. And this is really funny because Texas Instruments was the company that I guess owned Radio Shack. And so all their products were invented or made in Texas. So the robot had this thick Texas accent. Hello, I am Robbie Senior. It's the funniest shit. We're probably going to see it in the algorithm someday.
My first.
Well, this is weird because Ron has been staying with me for about a week now, and we actually had a pretty ridiculous discussion about circumcision over the weekend. And this makes me wonder if my phone really is listening to me, or if this is just the kind of shit that like eventually makes it into your feed.
Or maybe it's because I googled, I took your phone and googled unkindest cut on it.
Should I open up a new tab and we can look at bloodstainedmen.com? No, probably not. I'm not a fan of circumcision, but I'm willing to bet this is some weird anti-Semitic thing. I'm against circumcision, but I think it's a little strange to be obsessing about wanting your foreskin back at that man's age. Just get over it, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I don't miss mine. Granted, I don't know what I miss, but actually, I will say I still, when I meet a guy with foreskin, it still weirds me out a little bit.
Oh, let's talk about you meeting guys with foreskin. This is interesting. Or do you want to save this for the mom show?
Yeah, just watch. My mom has used Instagram twice. Once a few months ago to click on this on the series of photos that was like, of all the photos, these are the ones you're looking at. And now she's gonna watch this. So.
She's gonna watch this. And,
yeah.
So tell me more. No. Oh my God.
Twinzi nini bumbini. Osamalanka, da blanca kaukanka. Planzini goon boom boom casa traula. Thermite explondas boom loom controleta. Twinzi nini.
Ivana, this is your fault. She sent.
Oh, that's the.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call her out. I was gonna call her out. Just like sent me a few of these 9/11 memes, and now it's like half of my feed, and it's it's not even 9/11 season yet. Starbucks still has out the spring stuff.
I just can't be with someone that's uncut. Sorry, it's a little odd.
Oh my god! My baby! She's stuck in a tree! She's gonna fall!
This is what you're missing out on.
I've made a mistake.
Can I have my f***ing kid?
I just can't be with someone that.
Okay, the algorithm is 100% spying on us. I mean, that could be you right there.
How I start my mornings, dopamine edition. Well, first of all, I put on my disco helmet because fuck off. Second, I make some coffee. Oh, I can't function without coffee. Then I go outside and I do some weird fucking breath work. I let the neighbors hear it. I don't give a fuck in my disco helmet, naked as fuck under my robe. And then I do some movement, some somatic.
You ever buy something and you're like, oh yeah, that's cool. Gnomes are great. People collect them. I don't know why it's pantsless. And it was all taped up, but then you remove the tape and suddenly, ooh, surprise.
What's that?
I thought that was a pile of shit on the top of the. She didn't address that.
No, some kind of like dirt or something.
Okay.
Soil.
Soil. Took me a moment.
Hey, that's a timeless fucking recipe right there.
Yeah, there was a period in which my dinners were very often a can of refried beans and some cheese heated up in the microwave so that it'll melt, and then I'd stir it up.
Oh, you put a little cheese in there, huh? That's kind of adventurous.
Well, usually, sometimes though, I didn't bother, and I would just eat it straight out of the can.
Yeah. You know, there was a time when you could get that whole deal at Taco Bell for 59 cents, Ron. They'd even throw in some chopped onions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Your school might have this, but what it really needs is this. This is a dry erase glass board that's bulletproof. This is the Tag Mobile by Titan Armor. Can defeat AR-10, AR-15, shotguns, handguns. Perfect protection for schools for an entryway, vestibule, or your classroom.
All right, this is dark. I'm not even going to lie. I don't know if this is a genuine ad, but bulletproof dry erase boards just you know what? Like I know learning from home during COVID was supposed to be bad for the kids, but if it's a choice between buying bulletproof dry erase and watching a Zoom class, I don't know. I think I'd take the Zoom class.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or I'd just get rid of the fucking guns.
What are you using your
silly thing
for? To rub in front of a computer screen? It's a bit of a waste, I would say. Are you doing it to poke around? Are you doing it to rub? Are you doing it to try to have a little ejaculation? Or are you doing things to literally change the world? Because I don't think we have enough conversations and understanding that your penises literally heal.
Why does the mic
change
cut out when she says
humanity on
penises?
such a deep level.
Okay.
What are you using your penises for?
Is it the same as why they don't spell out penises? Is it the same reason why they don't spell out penises? Or
I think it's there's probably some censor bots that look for and listen for and look for banned words. It sounded like a really important lecture though, so I might have to come back to that one.
Giving up.
I don't know what this means. Do you know what's going on?
I'm missing something here.
Yeah, our Philly expert isn't in the chat tonight, so we're gonna
Keys, you giving up, please. Sip my drink, but I got your bitch all in these.
Oh shit. Oh fuck.
Up there yet. Now remember, oh my God.
If you sticked your stinky peanuts into a super high-tech, ominously glowing glory hole attached to what appears to be a futuristic Pinor hyperjorculator machine, after you sneaked it into a super high-tech lab looking for science stuff to jork it with, and suddenly, instead of being pleasantly jorkled off by the machine, you feel a white-hot needle of pure energy shred through your dong meat, slice right through your gooch flesh, and violently
All right, I think the curse has been too powerful this evening. Ron, how adventurous would you be? Would you share a few reels from your algorithm so we can get just like a kind of a palate cleanser here?
I would. It'll be a pretty probably not monotonous, but fairly
well. Hey, don't assume anything. You know, it's a real it's a real roll of the dice most of the time. I think tonight we got an awful lot of 9/11.
There we go.
Just the two of us.
That's better.
Oh, I get this one.
I mean, you know, I know, yeah, right?
Yo, so what's next, homie?
Max, bro, it's 3 in the morning. I'm sleepy, man.
You're right. Let's get some perico so we can stay up all night.
No, that's not what I meant. No, no!
Yo, so what's next, homie?
Max,
I
bro,
don't know
it's
why
3 in the
I keep
morning.
getting
I'm
content
sleepy,
like
man.
this,
You're
but I
right.
think it's because
Let's
there's
get some
one
perico so
person
we can
who
stay up all night.
No, that's not what I meant. No, no!
It's tough. Well,
when the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine.
In the moonlight or in the daylight, pretty little baby, I'm so in love with you.
I don't get it. Should I be laughing?
I think the algorithm just thinks you find this man attractive.
Oh, well, yeah, okay, it's kind of cute.
Yeah. We can do that, yeah.
Again, one person keeps sending me the same
I'm Portland
stuff,
sober,
and
which means
I
no
keep liking
alcohol.
it.
But yes to mushrooms.
Wait a second. Pause this for a
sound
second.
baths, ketamine.
So I can't. If you really want to say something, you have to pause the video because it always
okay.
can't. But are you blaming somebody for, like I did with the 9/11 stuff? Are you blaming somebody for
Yes,
your
but
content here?
Actually, it's a couple, but I'm not going to name any of them.
Okay. I think the algorithm just reflects your interests, Ron, and
Well,
you're
I mean,
interested in. Yeah. Apparently, you're interested in, what does that say? Ketamine? Well, let's play this one.
LSD, and accidentally joining a soft butch coven, where we cold plunge the Willamette, build altars out of driftwood and bike chains, and hex our friends' ex-boyfriends using ethically sourced sage.
Okay, I've seen this one, and I still think it's funny.
Okay, this is more Portland content, though. You and I are both getting Portland content.
That's true. That's the second Portland. Yeah. And to be fair, yes, I did say that, there's two people that keep sending me stuff, related to this. So I do the same. So I won't lie. Because, it's fun stuff. It's fun stuff. Okay, I think we just got 4 cocaine and ketamine things in a row. Am I counting correctly?
Yeah, and the account's name is Marathon to Sobriety. Is there anything you want to tell us, Ron? Is this a cry for help?
I know people. Okay. I know people from all walks of life.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
Enough of the arguments. She sips the Coca-Cola. She can't tell the difference yet. She can't tell the difference yet.
So I will never again do mushrooms.
Okay.
Did I just admit to having ever done mushrooms at some point in my life? Because oh, go ahead.
Where is someone getting that high on mushrooms for $5? By the way, where are these prices?
Well, it looked like somebody went to their yard or to the.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, if there's cow shit, cow shit nearby, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Actually, oops, sorry.
Do you need to take that because we can.
No, that's my time to take your nighttime meds alarm because.
Oh yeah, I've been watching your algorithm. I know all about your nighttime meds, Ron. Come on, let's see some more.
No, mushrooms are great. To get that those hallucinations, and to get the geometric colors floating in there and all that. Something like the stuff from Land of the Lost, where the stuff was going around, and I'd see paint melting off of walls, and all that. But I get so nauseous, and I keep throwing up. I keep really wanting to show up, and I'll know, and it'll come in waves, and it'll happen, and then I'll be fine for a while, nothing, and then I'll start feeling nauseous again, and that's when I'll know that more hallucinations are coming my way, because they're.
So that's like the payoff for all of that nausea.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But
okay.
It's just.
You're kind of bringing me around to the idea of maybe trying mushrooms someday. Yeah. Hi, Mom. Let's see some more.
All right. missing something. Okay, you keep getting that the 9/11 content, which I was laughing at, and some people know that I find Hitler and adjacent humor amusing. Well, like,
oh, you find
yeah.
you find Hitler humor amusing. This is interesting. You know what I'm learning is that we're only 5 episodes into this show, but I'm learning that everyone has personalized brain rot. So there's something there's some particular flavor of brain rot for everyone, and I'm starting to pick up on the flavor here. Yeah.
Yeah, well, just how much I love Springtime for Hitler.
Yeah, Mel Brooks. Yeah,
including sitting here and watching it and singing out loud under German neighbors in Germany.
At work is being so annoying. She refused to do anything today because she got scissored too hard.
I literally got stabbed with scissors.
That's what I said. At work is being so annoying. She refused to do anything today because she got scissored.
So I learned about scissoring on South Park. I think I told you this, but I learned about scissoring on South Park. Thought that it was made up thing. Said something to my coworker about it at work at a work function, and her jaw dropped. And she explained to me that it was real, which of course.
And then did HR explain to you that you can't talk about scissoring at work?
Oh man. I will say I've never drunk texted in my life.
Live dangerously. Do it once or twice.
Oh, you think you're tough? All those muscles won't stop a bullet. Those muscles won't help you in a fight. I got these muscles so that other men with muscles would want to take me to Pound Town. Sir, I wasn't planning on fighting nobody. Oh, I see where the confusion is. Pound Town, in this instance, is not fighting. Pound Town is fucking. Oh, you think you're tough? All those muscles won't stop a bullet. Those muscles won't help you.
Ron,
Go ahead.
Can I make an observation that the men in your algorithm tend to be more attractive or conventionally handsome than the men in my algorithm?
Mine are mostly men-seeking men.
Yep.
So they have to be.
Or men seeking drugs, apparently.
Or that, yes.
You've got the party and play algorithm.
I was going to say, I was surprised that there was very little gay content in this. I think this is only the third reel that was, gay related.
Send this to someone who needs to hear this. Send this to someone who needs to.
I need to send this one to Kara. Hi, Kara.
Hi, Kara.
Yeah, Kara loves dinosaurs.
Basically, what we're doing is equalizing. There's a new word that I came up.
Okay, hear me out. The government wants to solve the hurricane problem by throwing.
There's nothing like stroking your own girthy cock. Hi, I'm Darvis Langfield from Langfield Premium Cocks. We've got the premiest, girthiest champion.
Did we get the joke, or should I keep going?
I got it.
Okay.
For me, the hardest part about being bisexual is definitely when you start dating someone new, because then you've got to gather all your family and friends together to throw a gender reveal party. Got to get balloons, cake, you'll have a smoke cannon, blue if it's a boy, pink if it's a girl, white if it's a pope. The options are unlimited. For me,
Oh, well,
Okay.
okay. Now we've got two more queer pieces.
No, I'm not going to be convinced this person's bisexual until I see them sit in a chair. Then I'll know for sure.
You've seen me sit in a chair. Do I?
No, you break all the rules, Ron. You're an iconoclast.
Yeah.
I guess you wonder where I've been.
Hey, I'm the doctor. All right, put your head in here, and then I'm gonna cut the sad out of you. Ever since he watched all his friends die in a big war, he's been very nervous. I wonder why that is. So you're addicted to and you're violent towards everyone. Same, brother man. Here.
Holy fuck, bro. I almost just went in this on-ramp. There's no signs blocking it off, and I thought I was fucking high. That's just a pit on the on-ramp. What the fuck? They don't have this shit blocked off or nothing.
That person shouldn't be driving.
No.
I don't know. Hit me with a couple more. I don't want to end on whatever that was.
This is so sweet. I mean, I'm bi, but can I say the same thing about being born in 1971?
Yeah.
Come on, Bob. Or maybe not. Maybe like let's move it up by another 10 years.
This is for This is content for people who think you're old if you were born in '92. I got news for you.
It's the best reselling item in the game right now. This package only costs me $20 from my supplier. I'm going to be able to resell it for $100 all the way up to $1,000.
This is an
With
ad.
that big of a profit margin, it's going to have to be.
Is it?
It's got to be an ad. Come on.
Oh,
I mean,
don't know. I'm wondering if it's like diamonds or cocaine.
Okay, let's
Something
finish
nice.
it.
As you can see, it's a beautiful moissanite ring from my supplier. It gets a lot better. It's going to come with authentication paper.
Yeah.
I know what it is you saw. For it is also in my mind.
Well, Ron, are you thinking what I'm thinking? It seems like it's Miller time.
Yeah. I think this is the one.
This is the one to end on. Ron, you're the second person to trust the process, come on the show, and peel back the curtain on your algorithm. What do you think? What does it have to say about you? Does it reflect your interests?
Not enough Hitler humor.
Not enough Hitler humor. Okay. Well, we can make up for that later. We can put on the producers or something.
Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, I don't know. What does this really say about me? It's so Instagram specific, right? It's not like, oh, these are the things that I'm really interested in. This is the stuff that really goes on, well, for the most part, onto my life. But what my interests are in general are just like, okay, what do I find amusing, while pressing on here and scrolling?
Yeah. Well, like with the Hitler humor too, are you interested in like Jewish humor, like Mel Brooks and stuff? The Hitler humor made by Jewish comedians, I would guess, right?
Yes.
And
Not by Nick Fuentes.
Right, or Kanye West or anybody like that. But how much of that do you see? I mean, how many? I've never seen it. Maybe the algorithm knows it's not supposed to serve it to me. I don't know.
No. It's not. Whereas on my own, I went to Google and I searched for Hitler jobs, and that gave me some
Hitler jobs.
Hitler jobs. Did you know that?
Is he hiring at the moment?
It told me that he was a painter.
Yeah.
And what else did he? It gave me about 8 different jobs that he had, including maybe politician. Neglected to mention, the mastermind of extermination, extermination and all of that.
Yeah. I was also a little curious about the drug content that showed up in your algorithm. Not so much what it says about you, but what it says about the censorship regimes on these social media sites. So like, I noticed that the word ketamine, for instance, was not censored like visually or in the soundtrack, but cocaine was represented with like a snowflake emoji. And the only thing I can think is because ketamine is legal in some places for therapeutic reasons.
Yes.
Whereas cocaine is totally banned as far as I know. And then with mushrooms, it's like mushrooms can also just be like food, right? So
yeah. And there's mushroom therapy. How do you pronounce it? What's that? Therapy. But I used to get on Instagram. I used to regularly get ketamine ads for ketamine therapy. Which maybe I made the mistake of clicking through it a few times to because I was curious about it. What is this like? And that just got me more of it. And the fun ketamine content.
Speaking of ketamine therapy, again, I showed this graphic earlier that the number one reason people are using generative AI like ChatGPT in 2025 is for therapy and companionship. If you want ketamine therapy, just contact me, bring the ketamine, I'll give you the therapy. It's going to be a lot more personable. I'll put you on the good foot. I guess we should end it there. Like I will say this to our credit, we've held on to this one viewer the entire show. Hi, Mom. Either that, or it's someone or either that, or people keep leaving, and one sad person keeps entering the chat. I don't know quite how it's working, but of course, this is going to be a huge hit when it drops on YouTube tomorrow. So.
I want to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, it's you.
When you post it, could you do hashtag ketamine, hashtag cocaine, hashtag Hitler? Hashtag funny.
Funny story about that. When you post a video on YouTube these days, the AI already scans your video anyways. It finds all the copyrighted songs and lists them at the bottom of the description. And it tells you that you can't monetize the video. In fact, the copyright holders of those songs will get the money. So the second thing it does is it looks for keywords, and it adds like celebrities and things like that. It will add those also to the show description. So yeah, if they're allowed to put things like Hitler and cocaine in the show description, it'll be automatically added by AI. You don't even have to worry about it. And that's what you use AI for, people.
Yeah. and boyfriends.
Oh, and looking for a boyfriend.
Yeah, we would have had to look at my feed instead of my reels in order to see the occasional AI boyfriend.
Looking for a boyfriend, preferably not AI, who's karaoke curious, I would say.
Yeah.
Karaoke curious. Yeah, and maybe open to sitting with you through the nausea portion of the mushroom experience. That's important. Give you a little ginger ale.
I can
hold your hand.
I can direct them to someone who's done that, and then they can tell them what it's really like and whether it's worth it.
Sounds
good.
The
friendship has survived, thankfully.
Let's see, Joe Rogan's not the only show that can talk about doing mushrooms, man. We can also talk about cool stuff like that. Anyways, it's been a pleasure talking with you, Ron. I think I'd like to end this call so that we can now talk in the same room again. But thanks everyone for watching Matt's Cursed Algorithm, and stay tuned to our socials for updates about who our next guest is. Believe it or not, I've got a lot of guests lined up, and we got a lot more reels to show you. So thanks for tuning in, and thank you, Ron.
Sure. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Bye all.